Okay, hi, I'm Casey. This is my August wrap-up. We're going to try to do this really quickly because this is the 5th time I have filmed this, and I'm very, very tired. So, really quick, rapid-fire ratings. My 2-star for the month was The Postmortal by Drew Magary. My 4 stars for the month were The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornichek and Blood by Rachel McKibbins. My 5 stars for the month were What My Bones Know by Stephanie Fu, Smoke Gets in Your Eye by Caitlin Doughty, White Tears, Brown Scars by Ruby Hamad, Belly of the Beast by Deshawn Harrison, and Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez. As you can see, August I only read 8 books that month. I had a really unfortunate incident and I had to get stitches for the very first time in my life, and it was right in this finger here, and I'm not going to show it to you because it's really gross, but that was really fun to do, you know, midway through the month, and really caused me to fall into a pit of depression. So I didn't do a lot of reading after the middle of the month. So that's why there are so few books, and that's why so many of them were such big hits, was because if I had the desire to read them, I probably was really enjoying them. So on the opposite end of that spectrum, my worst and most disappointing was The Postmortal by Drew Magary. This is a horror, literary fiction, post-apocalyptic, dystopian, kind of everything novel following humanity as a cure for mortality is discovered and become more widely disseminated amongst the populace. I'm not going to hold on to these books because my hand hurts. I thought this was an interesting premise with a very mediocre to bad execution. The first half was a scattershot of philosophizing on the human condition and what it would look like if you no longer died, and sort of just, you know, kind of existential ennui. And the second half was male testosterone fueled dystopian, you know, insert fantasy. And it was really, really bad. It was really bad. I think that it's, I don't know. I don't want to say that this book was too pessimistic, because I think as a person who often, you know, veers more towards pessimism myself, I didn't find that annoying. I just thought it was oftentimes not really realistic to look at it that way. And it was very disappointing, and I thought it was really bad. I had a really bad time with it, and I also hate books where the only time our female characters have anything noteworthy happen in their lives, it's so that they can suffer, so the male main character can move forward and progress. And that's what this book was filled with. So, my most surprising book was The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornichek. This is a fantasy historical retelling of Angerboda, who is a Norse witch and the mother of 3 of Loki's children, Fenrir, the Midgard Serpent, and Hel. This book was really, really surprising to me. I didn't know if I was going to really enjoy it. I really like Greek retellings a lot, but I had never read a Norse retelling, and so I wasn't sure if it was something I was really gonna like vibe with or have a good time with, and I really enjoyed it. I was in the middle of reading it whenever the incident occurred, and I had to go get stitches put into my hand, and having this to kind of fall back on was really, really nice. It was kind of hard to get back into it, but I also listened to a lot of this while going to get my stitches out or going to, you know, do a checkup with the physician and things like that. And it was nice, and it helped calm me down because I have a lot of medical anxiety. And it was just a really calming book and a really sweet book, and it's a little sapphic, and it was full of yearning and wanting and just domesticity, and I really, really enjoyed it quite a lot. Okay, my favorite nonfiction of the month could literally go to any of the 4 nonfiction I read. And this is my channel, and it's my video, so we're just gonna say all 4 of them tie, and I'll just quickly give you a description of what they all are. What My Bones Know by Stephanie Fu is a memoir specifically detailing the author's diagnosis with complex PTSD and her coming to terms with what that meant for her and her life and how that had impacted her throughout her life. It's really beautiful and really incredible, and I can't recommend it enough. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin Doughty is a very well-known nonfiction at this point, surrounding the author's time working in a crematorium and wanting to work in the death industry. And it's sweet, it's funny, it was sad at points, and it was really, really emotional and really great. And I think there's a reason why so many people recommend this all the time. White Tears, Brown Scars by Ruby Hamad is a nonfiction surrounding the phenomenon of white women using their tears in a public setting to oppress, or to, I don't know a better word for it, but to basically sort of force-inflicted violence upon people of color, and a lot of times women of color. And this was really incredible. I have wanted to read more nonfiction like this year that really challenged me as a white woman and really, you know, kind of get my shit in check. And this was one of those books, and it was really incredible. It was really difficult to read at times, and it was so worth it. And it helped, you know, at least me have, you know, really take a look at myself and my own life and the way I interact with the world, and make me think about, you know, what privileges I have and how I can use them responsibly moving forward, or how I can, at the bare minimum, not use them to continue to harm people of color moving forward. Belly of the Beast by Deshaun Harrison is a look at anti-fatness intrinsically linked with anti-blackness. It references a book that I have up on a shelf up here that you can't see, but I'm pointing at because it makes me feel better in my brain, called Fearing the Black Body by Sabrina Strings. And they're both incredible in very different ways. Fearing the Black Body is much more of an academic look at anti-fatness as anti-blackness, and Deshaun Harrison's Belly of the Beast is more of their lived experience, with anti-fatness being intrinsically tied to anti-blackness, and both are incredible, and if you read one, I can't recommend the other one enough. Moving on to my favorite fiction of the month, that has to go to Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez. It was my only 5-star fiction, and I started it a couple months ago, and I knew it was going to be a 5-star, and I knew it was going to be one of my favorite books of the year, if not all time, and it's incredible. This is a horror. It's following Juan and Gaspar. Juan is Gaspar's father. Shortly after the death of Juan's wife and Gaspar's mother, and it is Juan trying to make a better life for Gaspar and to keep him away from the people who have influenced Juan his entire life. It's a little culty, it's very dark, it's very much a story about generational trauma and how that's inflicted, and the ways in which, you know, the younger generations have to learn to deal with it and have to learn to live with it, and how they come about just out of it and trying to live their lives. It was really incredible. I really recommend the audiobook for this one. It was so good. It was so good. And I don't think there's much more I can say about this that wouldn't give some part of it away. And this one is really good, I think, to go into fairly, like, unknowledgeable of what it's about. Okay, look, we actually made it this time. I said this the last time I filmed this, but we made it. Oh my god, it's the end of the wrap up. I'm not very good at outros, so I don't know what entirely to say here. Thanks for listening to me ramble about the 8 books that I read in August. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Please feel free to do algorithm things if you want. And if you feel like it, leave me a comment down below telling me what your favorite or your least favorite book of August was. I would love to hear it. I will see you next Friday. Bye.